The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes, which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Friends, to another edition of Darkeport.
Hello.
Hey guys. We're doing something a little different here. Exigencies of logistics and such. So we're going to be doing for the next 5 weeks. This week included, we're doing Tales of Terra. There are reasons for this that we will get into later, but I don't want to delay too long. I want to get into the story as soon as possible while doing a little bit of table setting. So. These, essentially, there were real-life logistics that prompted this, but we will, like I said, get into that later. I don't want to bury the lead. Tatiana finally made it back. So, we're very, very pleased about that and happy. So for today's To Blow, this was a public-facing campaign that I was running over at Dragon's Lair. And we cut it short, so this is a big time jump for these characters. But we already had enough sessions to have the bones. So the context of this would have been the final episode of that campaign if we had played through it. One potential outcome anyway. So I was making some educated guesses, changed a few things to streamline it, so it wasn't super convoluted. And well, we'll see. It's still pretty convoluted. And our own Melissa is going to be kind of the main character, question mark.
I don't know.
But we'll see, since this is currently an Elswen's episode, you could all get eaten and there could be a TPK and that could be one version of this story. So the bare bones of this is that the players have been dealing with the party's been dealing with a conspiracy, this is in Leptis Regium, 2 years before the current campaign, so in 2774. And they've been dealing with a pretty heinous citywide conspiracy, different factions, lots of politics, lots of betrayals, and essentially it's come down to what looks like, to them, some sort of monstrosity invasion, but covert. And they've been... So I won't get into all the details. Some of them won't matter. Maybe we'll talk more about this, like on
worms and
on Discord.
Fungus monsters.
There are fungus monsters. There are worms that can brainworm you, but only on the eyes. When the dark moon is ascendant. And the last of the leaders of the conspiracy, as the players have eliminated several of the others, or they've eliminated themselves because there was just continuous power struggles, her name, ironically enough, is Lucida, which is the bright moon. And so, as we have here, this would have been about 3 sessions in to this, and this would have been one of these just massive, set pieces. I won't explain every little piece of it, at least not right now. But the players had fought their way. Up through here. Deadfall had been dropped over here. One of their allies, hard-won allies, because that was an enemy before. Rupel was an enemy before, and he is a Kingi. So Kingi are, for those of you who keep track of these sorts of things, Kingi are the dark version of the Kithki, and they are confirmed to be in Leptis Regium. There is indeed a colony of them there, which most people don't know. So he has fallen, may or may not be dead. There are a few kind of scattered forces, lots of Bazaret going on. Randy's character is a very different character from Marcus, from the Marcus that we're used to seeing.
Marcus that you used to know.
And so he is a non-chosen character, so he has a whopping 4 hit points. We will see if he survives. We will see if he survives this.
Shield 4/4.
But you had involved a good deal of the remaining loyal City Watch who got slaughtered in your good name.
Absolutely.
As they were coming through here, you had a couple other allies go down. This was Justin's Evander. This was Justin's character, producer Justin's character when he's playing. But since he couldn't be here today, he's already been struck down. So somebody will be rolling. Somebody will be rolling his death saves. And
I want to do it.
And the rest, you want to do it? You just want to kill Justin. That's what you want to do.
Revenge.
I'll never get to kill play. I mean, save people.
And the rest of it, I'm just gonna explain kind of as though I was refreshing the players, and we hadn't been in this campaign for a long time. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
We're gonna do an at-table recap.
Yeah, we're basically gonna be doing. I talked to the players a little bit, maybe 10 minutes before we were streaming, but
we get some shout outs to our
done. Oh yes, of course. Sorry, just see, I'm off my game.
Sure.
No, actually, Shop of Many Things, Corey.
The Shop of Many Things. Yeah. They are still currently doing their Kickstarter on the magnetic tiles that you can use for dungeons, for underground and stuff. It's really cool. I suggest you go check it out. Obviously, they have other things like the illusionary pens that help you with decrypting and encrypting, scrolls and cool things, and obviously their Pride and Possession, the mysterious floating die, and you get them all sorts of sets. So check them out. Shop of Many Things has a lot of other things, that you can get involved in outside of that.
It is an accurate name.
It is. Lots of things.
And the magnetic tiles are for terrain.
Yes.
Which we may start eventually using.
Those look really awesome too.
Because they're super modular. Yep.
Constructed Chaos.
And our sister stream over at Constructed Chaos. So Alex, Morgan, and the rest of the Chaos crew, thank you for being with us on this journey. We really appreciate it.
So much.
Lots of good ideas. And without further ado,
I don't know how to work this. So
things have changed in your.
Yes.
We're gonna figure it out.
Can't
Press
be
a button.
That was the producer Justin item, which does work better.
Hey, bigger than candle of tales.
Look at us figuring things out.
Wow. And did y'all
like
hear how nice that sounded?
I know, right? It was
Without certain
layer,
certain
there was
someone?
someone screeching up the lines.
girl,
Really?
right there.
Woof. Okay.
Whoa.
Wow, we're taking advantage here.
Things are different.
Of certain people not being here. All right. So you have successfully fought your way through a heinous amount, and the cliffhanger would have been that you see the vacuous eyes and the deadly figure of Ragnar Joycut, who has laid your entire party low on 2 occasions. Well, sent you fleeing on 1 occasion and nearly murdered all of you on a 2nd occasion. So you're stronger now than you were when you were running around in the sewers for your little chosen lives. Thank you, Melissa, for that phrase.
You're welcome.
We're super.
I'll make you a T-shirt at some point.
There you go. Yes.
It's on my to-do list.
And Randy, I'm gonna put because this is He would have come over here. Yeah. I'm actually going to swap you out.
Sweet.
So where are we at in this bundle of joy?
Swap you out. You're
There's so many things happening.
So, during the course of this wonderful outing, you became quite close, and you thought that you were working him, and of course he thought that he was working you. You became quite close with the Magistrate Major's Majordomo, Dermius. And you now know that Dermius is what Lucida and her alien invader friends call good life.
Good life. It's good life.
Mr. Good Life.
As in a big old fat collaborator. And he has further hooked you up by worm braining you.
Me personally?
Yes, he injected you.
Oh.
You can decide how. And
Okay. Ooh.
That's Star Trek.
Yeah, right.
but unlike most of the victims, you know that you have until the Ides. So you have 2 more days of free will, and after that, you're going to become a husk of a carrier for these worms. And he can puppet you, or any of the ones. Lucida trusts him enough now because he's good life, that he has been given the ability to puppet the wormed, and so he's looking over you. You know, you're going to be even more delectable once I can just walk you around on a leash. It's going to be great.
I'd very much like to see you try a mushroom.
Okay, we'll get there. So that's going on, and there would have been like a brief pause in rounds, and then people would have been back on it. The fastest person here, Ricinia, what are you at right now?
That's what I need to double check because we leveled her up, but I can't remember what her initiative is.
Just equal to her dex.
Then 18.
18? Okay. So a couple different things happen since all of you have seen Ricinia, and who's fought him the most and the closest? Probably Ricinia and Agrippa. So why don't you all make insight or perception rolls as you're looking at Ragnar Joycut.
What's going on? I'm looking
Yeah, it's
around.
20.
Nat 20?
Nice. Nice way to start it, dude.
And then insight is another 5.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's right. This character had jacked wisdom too. So you stare into his eyes, and you know that the beast of a man, the chosen barbarian, who has been kind of the bane of your existence and has killed several of your allies over the course of this hellish year, whatever made him chosen, whatever made him unique and special, is gone. And you see the empty face, and you still see the powerful form, and perhaps the body has some of that, has benefited from some of the hardening of the chosen essence over the years. But on a 25, on a 25, you can almost sense the worms moving behind his eyes as Lucida has given him his final reward.
Does it feel like the worm is eating away at something within the person?
The worm, this particular worm wants to preserve, this particular batch wants to preserve his corpse as well as it can, as long as it can, because it's been so useful for so long.
But his chosenness is...
either diminished or completely gone. Yep. So, yep. And those nasty barbarian rages, which have always made him almost impossible to take down with his bloated hit points. So you have that going on.
And where's he at?
Is he injured at all in this battle? Since we're jumping kind of midway?
Everybody in this battle is injured. So all of the characters just are at flat half hit points right now.
Oh, okay. Including us?
Yeah. All of you, everybody's at half hit points. Some of the NPCs are much worse off. Indra is with you. She is one stiff breeze away from going down. She had done rounds with basically everybody, and she she looks at you. Whatever happens, get the lady out. And with that, battle re-engages.
So there's one dude over there.
Yeah, so you have probably the most the most physically dangerous person over here. You have Dermius's replacement for you, Flavius, in front of him, who's also like Baby Chosen, who wants to be on the winning side. Ricinia, a deathly injured, critically injured Indra, Flavius, and then yourself over here. And Flavius, you have one. He's going to teleport over here with you. You have one man. Boss, what's the play?
Where is Lucida in all of this? Okay.
And that's not me. That's not me making you omniscient. You guys almost had her here, but then she activated a deadfall, and so you know that she's.
Oh, I got it. Okay, the dark, really dark, shadowy areas. Those are walls.
Those are stone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry if that's not. Yeah, if that's not clear.
Underground cave map.
So you actually are outside of the walls of Leptis Regium right now, in the forest in it. So you had fought your way through the forest, and there was all kinds of hell. I won't even go into describing that, but that was masses and masses and masses of the veggie zombies that you've been dealing with for the
Third session of Long Battle. Got it.
Yep. Yep. Okay. And over here you have the equivalent of the midwife having given the nervous parent water to boil, as these would-be cultists of a useless are chanting useless things, and Lucida just wanted them out of her face. They've served their purpose. Like I said, there were two other factions. They don't matter for purposes of this story, but both of them have been cannibalized by her at this point.
And is she more of a will worker? What's her? What we've seen so
She
far?
has these harmonics, and Evander said it's some kind of very odd thunder, some sort of thunder will working that he doesn't understand, some variation of it. But your brilliant death taming companion has figured out the most, which is why he thinks you might have a counter. The other thing that you know is that she has been able to very effectively use these harmonics to counter conventional magic. Because you've been countered many times by her.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then Junia, you also have a 20 dex, I think, at this point, because I ramped her up.
Nice.
So you and Indra, I think Indra's still going to be moving before you because she has a higher wisdom.
Where am I?
But you're on deck. You are. Did I not put you down? Oh no.
Where am I?
I'm going to grab. Right?
Oh, too many points.
You are a stiff breeze
I am, dude. Please.
away from.
I was like blown away like a piece
Now.
of paper there. Oh my god.
No, you're best. I know you haven't played a rogue before, Tots, but you're best. You're basically you want a combat buddy, so you just want to be paired up with somebody because then you can use your sneak attack damage with them basically every round.
Recommend her.
Okay.
You go at the same time.
There was another rogue. Yeah. Thinking back to before,
Yeah.
but this is
Yeah.
a little
Slightly changed
Yeah.
for slightly changed. That would have been Amber. Right, Ruby's character.
Yes. Yeah, because I was
What's
like,
typically
wait,
been
we
your
had
fighting
two
style?
rogues. that
She's
were
another
doing
one.
that, and it was
Luke is another one who got
range.
Yeah.
who got brainwormed, and you had
Which
to,
is only
had to put
actually,
him down.
Specialized sense.
sad.
She can't do that, and she is out of key points, so she can't step of the wind. Past it. God, that's a bad. So yeah, this is jammed up over here.
Do I still have key points? Are we just kind of saving my key points?
You
Is that the
are saving
strategy?
your key points because yours are more important than hers.
Okay.
She can't do silence. She's a better warrior than you, but she doesn't have that ability.
And so I understand, or Ricinia understands, that's much more effective against Lucida, not
Yes.
really anybody else.
Not really anybody else.
Okay.
Now it's the gamble because if she can use her harmonics to counter your abilities the same way that she can Evander, you're fucked. Mm-hmm. He's hypothesized though that because
of the way I cast.
because of the way you cast it, and also the fact that she's made reference to being extremely old before, and your ability literally didn't exist in the world when she was large and in charge.
Okay, so we can maybe kind of surprise her with something new.
Something new under the sun. Okay. So Indra gives you a look. She goes in. She's going to stand over your kind of sort of boyfriend, poor Valerius, Val, who just went down, and then she kind of goads him into it, and she can't do patient defense because it doesn't have any key points, but she can dodge. So she's essentially trying to soak up. Over here, you fucking traitors! She screams to the other two, and Dermius just kind of shrugs. It's a living. And so that's going to be her action. And Junia, you're next.
Okay.
So you do have your normal movement, your normal 30.
Mm-hmm.
You also have what's called cunning action.
Mm-hmm.
So with cunning action, you can move again, or you can disengage, which means that you know how normally you eat the attack of opportunity as you go past them. So you can concentrate on being really squirrely and evasive, and you'll just move past them. They don't get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. Okay. So if I moved 30, how far would I go with my radius?
20, you'd hit here. You'd have to make some sort of check to try to get through this bullshit.
Okay.
Because it's partially collapsed over here. And then you can see Lady Vale, who looks only semi-conscious and is kind of floating right now, just being buffeted and subdued.
Are those rocks on the sides? Where is there any way to go around?
No, these are deadfall now. Those are.
I meant the gray area. Can she walk around that party?
No.
Okay.
No, those are solid.
Okay.
Or you could attack him and get your sneak attack on him. I'm going to call it coordinated attack because that's more what it is. You could get your coordinated attack because Endra's right there.
What's he focused on?
He, right now, just looks like he's following the last command. Actually, make a perception or insight check. That luck's there.
21.
Okay.
Whenever you're playing, you just fucking.
Yep. Randy covets your rolls. He looks like you get the sense that he was told to block the passage.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot going on behind those eyes.
Okay. All right. And how tall is he?
Big.
Okay. Okay. How about...
This character is an extraordinary acrobat, though,
Yeah.
so you could probably flip over him if you had a running start.
Yeah, I would love to move in a very dynamic way and attack from behind.
Okay. Okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20. Hit an acrobatics roll, Hun, as you try to.
26.
Okay. Wow. You tumble. You kick.
That's not so good.
You kick. Tumble. Home dude had been readying an action, but you're not within 5 feet of him. Mm-hmm. So you spin out over here, and you find the one gap, tuck, and manage to half twist, half roll over the logs, and then come down, and you are behind him. He's starting to turn, but you're far too fast. Go ahead and make an attack roll with your long knife.
Long knife.
So there's +7, is that?
+7, and it's at advantage because you have him completely flanked, like perfectly flanked.
Okay, so then another +2, is that what you're saying? I'm so
Roll
sorry.
Roll again.
Roll again.
I know it's been a hot minute.
It's been a moment. Right.
That was sexy.
25.
25. All right. You fought this man before. Like I said, he's almost killed this entire group before, and you were forced to flee.
Nice.
So his iron skin doesn't shock you anymore, and you know better than to just try a random slash.
Right.
So you follow the line right next to his spine where the skin is thinnest, and then manage to punch into that. So
Nice.
it's a base of a die 6 for the long knife, and then you get another 2 die 6 for the sneak attack.
So 3 dice.
3 die 6 total. Yep.
Great.
Plus strength, right?
She doesn't have strength.
Okay.
She doesn't have strength, okay. 12.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. You, if there was any doubt before, you now definitively know that his chosen essence has fled the corpse. Because that rage, kind of like Nalishli does, how it like buffers her, it's gone. It's just, you're just fighting. It's still formidable, but you're just fighting the flesh now.
It's a meat pack.
Yeah, it's a meat pack. Okay.
I would like to say that she just stays low after. That's her main way of being, and she stays really low to the ground.
Okay. You do still have your cunning action. If you
My cunning action allows me to just move, right? In a sneaky way.
To move or to disengage from him so you don't eat the attack of opportunity.
Okay. Sure. I will move away. I'll disengage.
And I'll say you have one that was difficult terrain, so you have one more. Okay, so you're
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you're one away from him. As you're backing up, the hairs on the back of your head, Tatiana, you feel something vibrating that you're about to back into, so you don't back any further.
And that feels like an actual force field of some kind?
Some kind of weird electromagnetic thing. You don't have the words for it, but you know, Evander's called it harmonics.
Okay.
As some kind of thunder magic. All right. You're up. You're next, my dear.
All right, I
And then
see.
I believe you're on deck. Oh, with the 17.
I see
after.
the big, tall asshole in front of me.
Yes. Who had just downed Val. By the way, Val is the person who.
I got beef with him.
Val is the one who dropped him to half hit points. I mean, he put on a hell of a showing against him, but he finally got taken down.
The other two's basically directly in front of me.
Yeah, Dermius you recognize, of course, because he's the one who gave you the quest at the very beginning of this and tried to send you an
the meat
ambush.
shield in front of him.
Meat shield in front of him. You've seen him around. You know that he's like a baby chosen. You don't know his
So he
name.
really is acting as like a meat shield. Okay.
Even though he thinks that Dermius
And
is
they're
in love
not
with him.
doing anything yet. They're just blocking the way to that tunnel behind them.
It looks like Dermius is weighing his odds right now, and he's trying to decide what to do with this meat shield. Oops, lover.
The green thing, the green cape guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Ragnar is going to experience a punch of mine.
They may or may not have another non-chosen ally of yours back here and kidnapped.
Gotcha.
You're hoping she's still alive.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, there's all kinds of nastiness. Big problem is Ragnar.
Yep. Okay. All right. So you're getting up on him.
I'm getting up on him. I want to kind of get up right next to Indra.
Okay.
And I don't have 2 attacks yet. So I'm going to hit him with the quarterstaff. And then I can use my bonus action to do flurry of blows with a key point.
Okay. Yeah.
At least do the main attack first.
Yep. Yeah. Do it. No.
That one. It was that one.
That's going to be
I think that's a hit.
18.
Fuck. It was that one.
You, and again, it's confirmed. So his skin was so hard before, you know that wouldn't have done it, but it does now.
And I want to basically do that with the 2 hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm doing the most amount of damage
Yeah,
that
go
I can
for it.
do. Yeah. That's 9 bludgeoning.
Okay. That sinks in. That's enough to stave in a normal man's skull. But
How's he doing?
he's still up.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a key point and do flurry of blows.
I'm going to remind you.
Bonus action?
I'm going to remind you because these are brand new because you haven't run
It's
her.
been a while.
Each of your silences is going to take 2 key points. You only have 4.
Oh, that's right.
You can still do it, but you don't know if the first one is going to take or not.
Good point. Thank you.
And I'm only prompting because Indra made during the battle, she would have said, you have to conserve this. because we have no way of countering this bitch. when we
Yeah,
get to
and
her.
she's gone through this battle intentionally conserving that. So yeah, that's a very good point. She wouldn't just spend that. Is there anything else I can do with my bonus action? I think it's just spending things.
You have some more movement if you want to try to get on the other side of him.
Yeah, are those actually like logs in
Yep.
the hallway?
Yep.
She will kind of hop onto him.
Okay. Because you have 40, I think.
Yeah, I've got tons of movement.
So that's going to be difficult. So 20. Make an acrobatics
Well, actually, do I have line of sight on
on home chick.
home chick? Can I? Because I've got the range for what we're trying to do.
June is actually. Do you? How far is the range?
120 feet.
Oof. Okay.
And I know
June-
where I'm at.
That's true. June is low. I was about to say June's head might be might be blocking it, but you're right. Okay. She's all right. She squat down, and as Lucida has this almost uncanny way of like sensing intent. You don't know exactly how, but it's almost like she's an empath and she can feel intention directed. She's studiously bringing in these energies, pretty unhurried, because again, you've dealt with this field of force before, and nothing that you guys have thrown at it can pierce it. I mean, everything has just been dismissed. She looks over at you, and she says, almost compassionately, "Why struggle so hard, mammal? It will all be so easy once we are within union. Just lay down your weapons. All will be revealed. I promise."
She's just gonna narrow her eyes.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and you turn. How does she bring this new power into the world?
Well, Rosini is the kind of character because of her background and family. She's seeing everything that she's doing as like a storm inside of her that's being leashed out
Yep.
in controlled ways.
Yep.
Mostly. And so for her, she would almost kind of, because we're trying to get rid of sound, in her mind it would sound and feel like thunder until it fades into nothing.
Ooh. Okay. I like that. That's really good. Where are you centering it?
I am centering it. It is a 20-foot
20 radius. That's pretty big.
20-foot radius
Yep.
sphere. So I want to cover. I mean, she's kind of in that back corner, so I'm not going to center it on her. Kind of between her and Lady Vale,
So like here.
so that it's still including Lady Vale, so she can't do anything. Hopefully, too.
Do you want to try to break through the heart of the field, or do you want to put it here on with this would probably be more like.
Oh, if I see a book thing, sure.
Okay, like right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an. Come on. For this. This would be interesting. So make an Arcana roll, but use your wisdom instead of your intelligence.
Do I need a roll to use this? I thought that's what the key points are for.
No, you're casting it, but you're contesting it with what she has set up.
Okay.
Do you have any bonus?
Oh shit, that's true. I should have told you all. Sorry. Thank you, Corey. Because you are in a kind of fellowship, all of you have one fate point left.
Oh shit.
Amongst this group, and since you're kind of the POV character, roll a die 4 real quick for me.
How long does this last? It lasts 10 minutes. Excellent.
Yeah, you are concentrating, so you don't want to get hit.
It is not concentration.
Oh, it's not?
No.
Okay. Oh, my bad.
I don't think anything I have. Darkness is concentration.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Stand corrected.
Not concentration.
Roll D4.
Roll a d4. And I will explain in just a second.
Big.
Oh, okay.
It's a 1.
So one of you has a morale point.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, Corey knew it was who has the morale point.
You
You.
You have the
got
morale
it.
point. Okay.
You're the star of the show.
Okay.
We're on behind you.
an easy.
True that I had inspiration? You have a check mark in my inspiration.
That character has inspiration. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
You had advantage anyway, so wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, you have it.
I'm just trying to check.
Okay.
So how does a fate point work?
So you can feel it.
It works how it works.
It slightly
It's like
twists.
an automatic.
Nope.
It's not automatic.
It slightly twists things toward a better path. In its rawest form, it gives you a reroll, maybe. But usually it's a little bit more narrative than that. So you feel this inversion of what would have been your nature before, but you've come so far in this last year. You've learned so much. Before this all started, you didn't even know you were chosen. And
It's true.
you knew you were a good warrior, but you didn't know you had this inside of you. And it comes out, you hit, and you can feel now, Melissa, this pattern, and so many of your colleagues of Evander's words come back to you about how this is magic from a distant past, almost from the dawn of humanity. And that these things were here before humans, and they believe that they'll be here long after. And they resent the fact that the hairless apes have taken over the world that was meant to be theirs. So, as you're echoing, you feel a presence reaching back through time, almost like he's trying to touch your hand and reach out to you and be a bridge to that past point. So make the wisdom-based Arcana roll.
Nice.
18 plus.
18 plus 5, so
Okay.
23.
Okay.
Boing.
Wisdom-based Arcana roll?
Yeah.
Because Arcana is intelligence-based.
Yeah, wisdom-based for that,
For this one.
Oh!
because it's your instinct.
It's the same.
Yep.
My intelligence and wisdom is the same.
So she's a smart cookie. So as you're contesting, you hear Lucida, yeah, and she starts to just cancel out like she's done so many other times. And as this hand reaches forward, so this is important when you're playing her in the contemporary campaign, you actually see Concord for the first time, but you don't know what it is at this point. This man has Concord in his hand, and he's reaching out through the ages to try to tap your energy and pull it back to him. He looks. So you will recognize.
It's like a vision?
Yeah.
That I'm at? Okay.
You will recognize a Bellator Sanctus when you see him, but this is a much cruder, wilder version.
The first one.
He's in furs.
Yeah.
He's in hides.
Okay.
He's got a big, mountain man beard.
Nice.
And I mean,
Probably reminds me of my grandfather.
kind of.
or
Yeah.
dad or something. Like dad?
And so between those two, as she's moving, all of a sudden, and you see the magics around Vale, which are thunder-based, after all, start to waver as she's kind of semi-conscious, and every couple rounds just getting pounded a little bit to keep her under. Mm-hmm. Not enough to kill her, but enough to keep her incapacitated, basically indefinitely throughout this whole ritual. And you see that start to waver. Distort. It hasn't broken yet, but something's going to happen any second.
Do I still have movement left to move into that room?
You do have. Give me an acrobatics roll.
You're gonna do this one.
Can I do some sort of Arcana check to see if I understand if something's happened with that field?
Absolutely.
Does a 24 work?
Wow. God. Dog, y'all are rolling like
baby.
fire. It's not just okay. All right, we'll see what happens.
No TPK now, baby.
You scoot.
I tested like 10 sets of dice.
and rigged them all. No.
I'm bringing 5 of them.
You slip right into that space. So I'm going to say that this is the two of you having fought as like sword sisters for this past year, where you knew exactly where she wanted to land, and you knew exactly how fast she is,
And then where she would go
and where
to.
she would naturally go. So you slide right in there, which is really good because you were about to get attacked by both of them. Okay, 18. Corey, you're next.
No, Arcana.
Oh yeah, go.
A 20.
Yeah!
Yay!
20?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Okay. With love, this is feeling more like a constructed chaos session.
I'll take a nap 20, sir.
Yeah.
Quick note: Grim gave us 5 gifties. We
Oh,
appreciate
woo! Thanks, Grim.
it. Thank you so much.
Grifties.
Okay, you're looking over there, and you think that this creature from another time, actually on a 20, Corey, I'm going to say that, because that was an Arcana check. On a 20, I'm going to say that some of what Evander's research, which kind of flew over your Monobender head, because you did not have the formal education. You're from the Rinth.
Right. Oh, great.
Yeah, you're from the slums,
sense.
the slums that aren't patrolled by the watch. Which is how you've avoided the church and all of that. But some of what he was saying, it slides into place, and you know in your bones that this is not the first time that Chosen have fought these things for dominion over the earth, but you don't think that she has a counter to this yet. Because she can counter hermetic magic, she can counter his magic, she can counter mana bending. She was a little surprised to see it from you, but she countered it pretty quickly.
Was that through a physical or verbal?
By these harmonics.
Oh.
By this thunder magic.
The harmonics is still going on right now.
It looks like it's about to die.
But not before my action. I mean...
That, even with the 20, you're not in, because this is all brand new territory.
Sure.
But this is like happening in the ticks of seconds. So what do you
Are
want to do?
those other guys, do I know if they're Chosen or Moonyons?
Home dude, redhead is baby Chosen, like a level 2 maybe.
Okay.
But still dangerous enough. And then, as far as you know, Dermius isn't Chosen. He's just a sneaky bastard. So you wouldn't be surprised if he had stolen some scrolls from the Annex and he knows how to use them, or some crap like that.
All right, I am going to.
I'm going to die.
The Annex Rector, the Annex Rector, by the way, is dead over all of this affair. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Courtesy of Dermius. He wasn't Chosen. Knife worked on him just fine.
Yeah, right?
Oh, this will be easy.
What is that radius on this? Yeah, I'm gonna do Humanus Dominus, basically sleep.
Okay.
Humanus Dominus! And I want to target. It looks like I can target perfectly where the radius hits only those 4.
So you're gonna catch Indra.
You're gonna get 3
is that Indra?
allies.
Yeah.
There's only one enemy on that side.
Oh, there's only one. Well, there's a Meons right there. Those two are enemies,
Those
right?
2
Yeah.
are enemies.
Yeah.
Those
You
two
can
enemies.
get both of them.
And
If you want to risk hitting Indra, that's fine too. Like, I'm not telling you to do that, but like you can.
but is she a meat shield or is she on his side? Huh? That's
She's Indra Star.
Oh no,
Yeah.
then I'll target those 2.
Okay. All right. Give me a roll.
Oh yeah.
I think it's. I mean, they don't get a save. It's just hit
Yeah.
points.
4 and 7's 11, and another 11 is 22. Whoops, one more. Sorry, let me just do 22 and 123.
And it's weakest creature first, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
They've been damaged, I assume, if I remember right.
So Dermius is indeed. You see him unfurling a scroll with red lattice work on it. Maybe even an expellere, a fireball, and he just keels over. Home dude kind of sways on his feet, but is not taken down.
Fair enough. I will. I'm gonna go ahead and. Yeah, let me go ahead and. Well, I have a meta magic on this, so let me. I can't twin that though. But I can't cast another spell. So I'll do that. I will quicken weave for my bonus action.
Okay.
And.
So you'll turn on one that would normally be a bonus into, or normally be a main action to a bonus action. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm just marking my spells off here.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and I only got one of those, don't I? Gotta hold off on that then. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm like down to. I'm pretty low on spells. Mm-hmm. I am low on spells.
In a marathon.
Do I have any physical weapons, or I guess this would be spell anyways? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and.
You do have a flame bolt that you can use as a cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I have a firebolt and a ray of frost. Or
Both of those
I've chose 4. I don't know if you want me. If that's okay.
Either one. Yeah.
I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and firebolt that dude.
Okay. Go. Ragnar or Redhead?
The redhead.
Redhead. All right. Go.
That is
Tries to drop down and take it on his armor.
what is that?
It's going to be a +7. Yeah, to hit.
14, 21.
That'll do. Die 10.
10.
God.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Do I get any bonus?
No, not for a cantrip.
I'm just rolling really well.
Okay. He throws his hands up as you burn away some of his resistance. Fry. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, so they're finally getting a turn. Who is the meat shield?
No, I'm low.
Yeah.
You're low.
I'm slow.
Who is the meat shield?
I am not shows, girl.
Okay.
Just not.
Does anybody wild magic hit any of that, by the way? I don't know. I was wondering.
Oh shit. No, you know what? No, roll a die 20 and see. That's
Let's be honest.
I'm so bad with that. That's like one thing I always forget. Is to see if there's a wild magic surge.
13.
13? No. Okay. You're good.
Wild magic surge.
What?
Yeah,
There's all kinds of craziness happening.
What a wild magic surge.
It's funny too because this character's super emotional, so you actually have a higher than normal chance to surge. Okay.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Who would Ragnar?
It's wild. It's wild.
Both.
It's a chaos thing.
Randy, make a roll for Indra and see how well she caught his attention, because otherwise he's going to turn on.
19 on the die.
19 on the die?
Or is it 18?
It's a 19.
Is it 19 or 9?
It's 19.
19? Okay. So Ragnar starts to turn around to deal with you, but his little worm-addled brain is having issues interpreting block the passage. So, because now you're past him. So
Is that dumb now?
Indra-
Makes me so happy.
Indra takes her staff, hooks one of his arms, and even though he flings her off of him, all she's just trying to do is claw and delay him for a couple more seconds. While what you're doing takes effect, and like I said, she probably has like 2 hit points right now. So she's just graying in and out and fighting with everything she has to give you more time. And with that, is that gonna hit? Okay. As the axe, she does the Tai Chi thing of following the axe as it comes up. And then, even though she's so weak right now, and he's so much stronger than her, she flows like water with it around it using the staff, and then just and is clear of the swing.
Wow.
That's the first swing.
Yeah, because he can do more than that.
Yep. Crack! And he sends her flying. And actually, I should have Randy make Evander's first death save. Should have done this last round.
6 on a die.
6. Okay, so his chosen essence diminishes. Sorry, Justin.
I love you, Justin.
Goodbye. Just kidding.
You did it on purpose.
Friend. To go by, did
I
that.
really, you're like, I
Okay.
really want to save a character.
I don't. Just a little bit.
Indra's on death saves now too, but it's not going to happen until her turn. And okay, now he gets to turn around.
With his third attack.
With his third attack.
Gross.
Boom.
Fuck.
Woomph.
Does not have rage. So 7 points. Does that take you out?
No.
Okay. I rolled really crap on that damage. Because you know he can do much more than that normally.
Yeah.
Okay. You're ragged though, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this axe, it bypasses your defenses, slams into your shoulder, should cleave your arm off, but good old chosen essence. Blood sprays from it though, and you start to go into shock, but you know you have to, it's a damn good thing that's not concentration. So it's still doing its thing. You can almost feel her frustration and screeching, but of course none of it is penetrating. Okay. Home dude. Let's see how smart home dude is. Okay, Agrippa, you just took down his guy, so he rushes you, which is actually very good. Because you don't need him climbing over the logs to get the ladies. And he attacks. I'm gonna say you have mage armor up right now.
16 then.
So it'd be, yeah. Wow, even with reckless attack. Okay. He comes in and just loads up and tries to do this broad sweep. You're not fast enough to twist out of the way, but you are fast enough to twist and let it slide off of the condensed mana that's around your body right now. And a spark hits, but it doesn't penetrate.
Emotional. Love it.
As that's going on, you hear and so the blood homunculi, because of course they're blood homunculi.
Homunculi?
Yeah.
Always blood.
No, homunculi is what I'm really set on.
So they're slowly, they can't just get through here immediately, but you see them blobbing around.
I probably don't see that.
No, you don't.
I do.
But the others, yeah.
Do you?
And
That's a wall.
and they're like, yeah. So they're turning into blood, and blobbing through the little cracks
nice.
Holy shit.
around the cracks and
Are they being controlled?
probably, yeah. Oh yeah, and then this guy. Okay. Guess he'll dash. Okay.
Who's that?
The last of the veggie zombies.
Can you get to me next turn with dashing
Burn them all.
Yes.
and attack?
No.
Okay.
He'll get you. He'll get your man. He'll get
That's
your.
fine.
He'll
Get
get
my
your
man.
man first. Okay.
That's what
Boss,
my man is for.
Boss, what's the play? What's the fucking play?
Protect me, you idiot! Behind us! They're coming behind us!
But what about him?
I'm working on it!
That's like when it's draw.
Okay.
I'm actually. Quick question about the scene. So Lucida, is she actually reading from that book? Has she read from that book? Is that an actual book that she's talking on that pedestal?
You don't think it's a book so much as some sort of focus.
Okay.
She has hidden it in a book because that's what humans expect to see.
Uh-huh.
But it's like some sort of corrupted crystal in there.
Cool.
It's inside, so it's basically protected by the leather
Yeah.
of it? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I was going to shoot the fuck out of it.
Yeah, because so she basically cut a hole in it, put the focus crystal inside of it, and then it just carries it around like a book.
Does the pedestal look flimsy enough where if I shot the base of it, I could actually knock down the book? Because I have a sharpshooter. I have sharpshooter as a merit, or as a feat.
There are too many bodies in between you even for that.
Okay.
If you could get up here.
But
you'd
I
have a
can't get
shot.
around without accruing attack of opportunity, right?
Um,
From home dude?
you could disengage. You could focus on not eating that
I
attack
still wouldn't get the attack then.
and running around. No, not this round.
Okay.
You might be able to position yourself.
Yeah.
He's also right there. You can shoot him if you want.
I can.
You're not interested in him right now, though.
I mean, I kind of want to take advantage of this disruption as long as I can. But he's right up in our grill. So yeah, he'll get to us next turn. I'm going to actually shoot the dude in front. Like I should be within 5-10 feet.
Yeah, you don't need the penalty.
Cool. Then I'm going to take a pot shot at him.
Okay, are you doing a sharpshooter cold shot or no? Just a general shot, just getting whatever you can get.
I don't have any. No, I'm just going to take what I get.
Okay, all right, go.
No plus 10.
17 on the die.
You guys, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a die 8.
Gotcha.
You're
Yeah.
using a longbow.
Yes, I am. We were talked about potentially getting an upgraded bow. Does this
That is an
the
upgraded bow.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that is.
Your character should really only have a short bow, but he's put in some training.
4, 6 total.
He had a +2?
To dexterity? Yeah.
No, it's strength.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, he did not.
Yep. Okay. All right. Still you got through. All right. He kind of he snaps the arrow off of him, but you see some blood trickling down. Like I said, baby chosen. Okay, that's you. Your guy's readying an action to protect you, and Indra, go and make her first death save, please.
Not allowed to die, Indra. Nope, not today. That's 17.
17. All right. +1. Good. Her chosen essence stays low but stable. And you're the other 20.
Here I am.
Acrobatic roll again.
Okay. Is that field still buzzing behind me?
The field is greatly diminished, and what's your character wisdom? I think it's a 14.
Wisdom is a 14.
14. Okay, so you're actually going to move before her. Okay, yeah. So you feel it greatly diminished, like there's a slight tingle, but the buzz it's dropped by about maybe 4/5 now.
Okay.
And you feel like you could move through it. You could actually move through it. Whereas before, because all of you have tried this, it's like slamming into a stone wall that you can't see.
Okay. All right. And Ragnar is still looking decent.
Yeah, he's Ragnaring.
He's Ragnaring.
Since you rolled so high before, if you want to get back up on here, I'll let you do that without an acrobatics roll.
Well. Perhaps I will. Would love to hit him where it hurts.
Okay.
Yeah, actually.
So you slip past her and come up. Okay. Roll to hit.
25.
Okay, he may be a corpse, but he's not dead. All right, 3 die. Yeah, 3d6.
Let's see. 13.
Nice.
Okay, that got his attention.
I got his attention. Well, bonus action, disengage.
Okay. Okay. See? You
got it.
You already got
How
it.
far do you want to move back?
You already got it, baby. Well, no, just disengage is. So.
She has movement than normal movement.
That's true. So you still have 20.
I was just like hop right off.
Just
right back.
right here. Okay.
Yeah, staying low.
Because you want to stay close.
Yeah, and I kind of want to keep my eye on Lucida's vibes also.
Like that, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I see Indra go down.
Yep.
So I know Ragnar's gonna be behind me if I move into that chamber. But I need to get Lady Vale cut down. Ragnar's getting hit again.
Ragnar.
Ragnar.
Okay, Ragnar.
Ragnar is gonna eat my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Maybe not. That's a 10.
All right. Ragnar just throws his arm out and slaps it aside this time.
Dang it. I wanted that to do things.
You have your field successfully established for what it's
I
worth.
do.
If
But I don't want to use a key point just to disengage.
If you want to take a chance.
I'm going to take a chance and just move into the chamber.
Without using a key point?
Chica.
No, he hit me last time.
You can do it if you want to.
No, I'm gonna use the key point.
Which
is Step of the Wind
Step of the Wind.
Disengage.
Okay. You pull up those peculiar energies that didn't exist the last time that Lucida was fighting with you hairless apes, and you bring it up in your body, and it guides you almost like a spirit, but also a burst of energy as you roll over. These are a little bit lower on this side, and you actually get into what would have been the force field. His axe comes down and just cleaves empty air. You're long gone by the time he reacts to that.
Okay. Can I actually make it to Lady Vale?
15.
Is she being held up by any physical thing that I can cut down?
She... make a perception roll. It's nothing obvious, but you might spot it.
10.
10. You're not sure. You can see various runes that have been carved around her, but you know that Lucida's a master of deception, and that's just window dressing. She wants people to waste time trying to deface the runes or blow them up or whatever. That has nothing to do with what she's actually accomplishing here.
Okay.
I was just thinking about doing that.
It is now an eerie. You are now in your own silence.
Okay.
Which is an eerie thing, and both you and she are deafened.
Okay.
Quote, deafened right now.
Is the shield still? I mean, she went through the shield like.
She went through.
Right?
She went through. Yeah, I mean, you felt the tingle. You felt like ants crawling over you or something as you went through it. But
This attempt of resistance, sort of.
right,
thing.
but it didn't actually manage to damage you.
Okay.
Whereas before, if you were able to penetrate the shield, it would have fried you.
Can I?
And she's maybe about. Lady Vale's maybe about 5-6 feet above. Yeah, I mean, so like you can reach her if you jump up.
Can I
snag.
try to grab something and pull her?
Not
out?
on this turn.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay. So at this point, is she? I'm gonna give her a roll and see how smart she is. Not very. Okay. That's a nat 1. Okay.
Is she too flummoxed?
She kind of like already wasted a turn flailing around and trying to sever the connection and trying to do it. It's not happening. She doesn't really understand. She does turn, and you for a split second, Ricinia, you wonder if she can see what you can kind of see overlaid on physical reality. That this wild man with Concord, with this glowing white, white and gold sword, if she can see that, because she looks over and she, of course you can't hear it.
Like she can recognize him?
Something. Yep.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
And
And
I don't know who this person is.
you do not.
He's helping me, so we're cool.
If just for clarity's sake, this is a home game, I wouldn't say this, but there's so many different campaigns flying around. This is Wex. It's the first
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
As soon as you described it, I was like,
So instead,
friend.
you see her do something she's only done one other time when she killed one of your senior allies at the Annex, the other chosen who was at the Annex, the Evoker, who was like Evander's senior colleague. So she pulls, and you know that she's about to just shatter the bones on a person's body, and you should be feeling this terrible rippling around as she draws all of the harmonics in the area to her first, and then forces it into somebody's bones. I mean, it's like a death strike. And she's just screaming. You see the fury in her eyes. Her eyes are slitted now. They're no longer human. At you, yeah. You should be dead.
I'm probably looking at her at this point.
Yes, because you remember him, just that terrible, like, it didn't actually blow him up, which was even worse in a way, because you just saw him shatter all over the place with bones sticking out at angles out of his face, out of his sternum, everywhere, as the blood just started gushing out of him. And there's just a puff goes over your body. Nothing. And for the first time that you're seeing inside of these inhuman slitted eyes, there's, for the very first time, even when you've hit her before, nothing. There's a little flicker of fear. Okay, that's her move. I believe you're next.
I am going to.
You have this guy on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a.
He is injured now, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. What is it? It is a Scorching Ray.
That's
And I'm going to do 1 on him and 2 on the big dude.
okay. Him, you're going to have disadvantage on. Him, you don't have disadvantage on.
From just a...
Because he's right up on you, and it's the distance attack.
Oh. Right up on me.
We should just focus.
Tell you what, I will, if I use a Ray of Frost, or if that's not a disadvantage, right?
It's still a attack. You'd have to have like Shocking Grasp or something. Would be perfect for right now.
Got it. All right, I'm... Ooh.
Do you remember what Katrin used on Titus Invictus way back when she shocked him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Shocking Grasp.
All right.
One day we'll have those old ones out there. Bonus
Disadvantage.
The archive.
Yeah, the archive.
Sorcery point to take that disadvantage away.
Well, I have a question. I do have a meta magic feat where I can do an attack roll. My font. It is the Tides of. That's my Tides of Chaos.
If you want to invoke Tides of Chaos, you could cancel out the disadvantage. Yeah.
I'll do that.
Okay, on only one of them though. So do you want to cancel out the disadvantage here?
But the other one's not disadvantage. The other one's normal, right?
Right.
So if I do that, I still have this roll normal then.
Yeah, you'd roll normal on him, and then you'd roll normal on the 2 on Ragnar.
I'll do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, you you tempt fate because you know this can backlash, and you feel you're basically you're borrowing from the bank, Corey.
Yes.
Is what you're doing, because now at any point I can have you roll on the wild magic table. So you're borrowing from the bank. You pull in the strands of fate. You pull in the strands of fate to you. You feel them kind of rippling around you, and may the dice fly high. All right.
All right. First one. 16 plus 7, 24.
Okay, you nail him. Almost just point blank. Yeah.
This one.
Roll damage on him.
Yep. 7.
7. Okay.
You still up?
He's still up.
Okay.
He's scorched though. Yeah, that's coming off the chest.
And the main guy.
And then 2 off of 2 on Ragnar. Ragnar.
That will be 16.
16 is just gonna hit, so that's gonna be a glancing hit. So half.
2d6. Yeah.
Yeah. So half that.
For 1. 2 total.
2 total. All right.
Boy.
Yeah, at least it was on that one.
And then you get another one, because you get 3 for Scorching Ray.
Yes. I have to do a separate attack on that as well?
Yep. They're all separate attacks.
20.
Nat
20?
That's okay. All right. So the first one you kind of like hit his shoulder. He turns his face, and as he's roaring, you get him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. 4d6 of fire damage, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh. It's not a great.
10.
It's like sending a Roman candle like straight into someone's mouth.
You see some flame come out of his nose. His face starts to wisp up. He is looking rough now. As whatever.
He's still standing after that?
Oh yeah.
He's the chosen, the strong one.
Dude.
Still
Or
standing.
was a chosen.
Dude, he's beaten all of your asses.
Die.
I have a question. I can convert my sorcery points into a spell slot, right?
As a bonus action, yeah.
As a bonus action.
Which you still have.
So I will do that.
Okay, you draw upon that weird arcane mutation.
And I'm refilling a second spell slot.
Yep, and it coalesces. Is that 2 sorcery points for a second? Yeah, that sounds right.
You borrowed from the bank. He doesn't have to do. I was reminding you about the wild magic, so.
Oh yeah. So roll for this spell first off, and let me see if there was a surge.
4?
No.
What do I need? A 2?
And then borrowing from the bank, that'll happen next turn. So we'll see, because you have to pay it potentially next turn. Okay. And it's now their turn.
Nasty little.
Ragnar. Boy, Ragnar does not like that, but he can't. Ragnar's having 1960s Star Trek computers issues.
Attack, defend.
Okay. All right, Junia, you have this thing on you.
Me?
Ragnaring out. Because he can't leave the hallway. Ragnar. Oof. No, okay, we're Ragnaring again. As he cleaves into your skull.
No.
And he gets you for 18 points of damage.
She's down. No.
Does she get anything like uncanny dodge?
Nope, it's not high enough.
But I'm an acrobat.
And then Ragnar. Ragnar's out. Let's see. Oh, okay. Smart as Ragnar. Oh my god, y'all. That's another nat 1.
Done.
That's fine. He can roll those.
So Ragnar cleaves. Jesus, Tatiana, I'm sorry.
What? It's gonna keep going on me?
I mean, his name is Ragnar Joycut.
And Junia's head starts.
Oh,
Sorry.
That was a short experience.
Right?
You did some massive damage. It was really fun.
Oh, you were doing so. Yeah, you guys were doing really well. Okay. I'm going to teleport you over here.
Okay.
Okay. So you did really well.
What the hell?
All right, that's
I
Ragnar.
like Junia. I had a cool voice for her too and everything. Whatever. Moving on.
I can tell you're terribly invested in this.
Okay.
2 rounds of combat.
One was a 1 and one was a 20, Corey. Oh. Oh, this could be the turn it turns. Okay. So that's 18 points.
Oh, I'm down.
How many points did you have?
6.
6. That's an outright
That's
kill.
double, yeah.
Yep, that's an outright kill. All right. He takes you through the chest, crushes your sternum in, and blows out through the heart, because it's Jacob corrected me. It's current. It's current and then negative max. So to equal that. All right.
So if you have 6 plus your max.
Yeah, and he did exactly what he needed.
Yeah, if you're down to 0 and then you hit your max.
Okay, bam, bam, and
Short session.
Randy, you're up.
Yeah, this may not be very long, guys.
I believe in you.
Okay. How?
The non-chosen one.
Oh, and the walker.
up to you,
and the walker
man.
comes back too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're engaged.
Yeah, I got you.
Walker's not going to take him out, and well, he can't even attack this round anyway.
How close? How hard does that dude look in front of me? Does he look like he's like kind of swaying, barely up there?
He looks bad right now. Actually, with that, if that scorch had been a little better, it might even have taken him out. But he looks within a human range now. I'll put it that way.
Okay, well,
He's not looking quite so chosen.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the piss out of him. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot the piss out of him.
Okay, all right.
Regular or with the bonus? Your choice.
I'm gonna do it with the bonus. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a -5 to your roll, but
Actually, before I do that, can I actually see what's holding up Lady Vale from a distance?
No,
No, not even from like a sharpshooter eyes.
there's too much crap.
Okay.
It's in the ceiling, so you can see it from there. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to use that -5. I'm going to do a
-5, and you're going to do like a cold shot to his eye or something.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw at him if I can. Like right there. 15 on the die. Plus 2. 12.
12 total.
Yeah.
it should be more than that. You only +2?
Damn it! I forgot. For +4, so that is.
So it's -1.
14.
Yeah. -1 total. 14 is exactly what you needed, so it's a glancing blow. It'll be half damage. So go ahead and roll.
To use something?
Like a fate point here soon.
I don't know.
Roll the damage.
8.
8.
+10.
Okay, +10, 18, 9. All right, even a glancing blow is enough when you hit an artery. And within seconds, the life drains out of his face and eyes.
Fair enough. I'm going to run.
Step
Yep. I'm not going to get in range of
Ragnar.
Yeah, and if he seems indecisive about getting off the, does he seem indecisive about getting off the?
He has not clocked you yet.
Okay, then I'm going to stay back. I'm going to move over to Indra. I'm going to try to, and I'm going to try to minister her.
Okay.
Once Mike's turn comes.
Okay. Make a roll for Evander. And
12.
12. Okay. And Tatiana, make 2 rolls for Val.
17.
17.
1.
Oof, okay.
Sorry.
Still not dead, but
It's pretty bad. Those lines.
it's 2. Okay. It's a tense situation. So you're up.
Can I see what's holding Lady Vale up?
Give me another perception roll now that you're right there.
Can I, seeing as the odds are so bad, can I make a bid that we use a fate point at this point? It doesn't matter what we use it on. Just put it out there so they can help us. It doesn't matter what we use it. And we have one. And you
I mean,
also.
it kind of does matter, but yes. I just didn't want, I was hesitant to use it right at the beginning of all
I
of
feel
this,
you. No,
but
I get it.
Yeah.
But consider we've just lost 2.
We're there.
And also, don't forget
We're
your
almost
morale
there.
trait for your attacks. If you want to use a morale trait, that gives you a plus D8 to any roll, a 20 roll.
That's true.
So if you need to hit something and you want to give yourself a little extra oomph, you've got 1 morale trait, so use it.
Okay. Right now, I just want to look. I want to kind of assess the situation because
Okay.
I'm like attack Lucida or get Lady Vale out of this thing. No, that's a 5.
You were unsure.
I am unsure. Can I do like an interact with object just to see if I can pull Lady Vale? Or would that be a full action?
Like to test, just a quick, like a quick test. You test, and it feels like a floaty device. It's easily overcome, pulling it down. But if you let go, she starts to float. She starts to float back up.
I'm attacking Lucida.
Okay. You turn, you get over there, and go for it. Do you dirty?
That is 17.
17. Crack! Okay, you catch her.
Okay. We're gonna go with this one.
There would normally be a damage shield on that, but she cannot use thunder right now.
6.
Okay. You turn her head. She's some kind of pseudo chosen though, so you know she can soak up a lot of punishment. But it turns her head. Do you want to follow up on that with any?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to. I only have, I think, 1 more key point. Cause Yep. We're doing flurry of blows. So 2 unarmed strike as bonus action.
Okay, go for it.
Nope.
First one.
Nope.
Okay.
Now.
What's your bonus on that?
Now.
All right. She covers up.
That was the bonus action.
No, what was the total though? I mean, you don't know what our AC is. But
7 and.
Yeah. She covers up, and.
No, I think 11 was the highest one.
What's your wisdom?
3 or 16.
16. Okay, so that technically. Yeah, because it's decaying. Unless you just spend a fate point. You did spend the fate point, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be used at the right moment.
At the right moment. Okay.
Not for me hitting her.
Right. Well, Vale's gonna use that fate point.
But yeah.
So when you snapped her, down, something kind of went off in her, and although she's just wearing rags, she had secreted a rock. She never got a chance to use it, but she snags the rock that she had stuffed under her tunic, and she does that crazy railgun thing that she can do, where she imbues that with her chosen essence, throws that straight up, and you hear actually, you don't hear but you feel as something like kind of bites at the back of your head and shoulders. And then you feel, rather than hear, a heavy okay.
Okay.
So that was that. You're sorry, Corey, you're busy being dead. Ragnar.
I'm a talking head.
Yeah. And you are the little sister of the real Lucida, who was eaten.
Oh.
For this, and you see these creatures just kind of blobbing. Thanks, Randy. Yeah, Randy understands the assignment. Kind of blobbing through you. Make a con check.
13.
Okay, your eyelids flutter open, and there was you've been experimented on to see if you could be a good secondary host body. For the mistress.
Not this girl.
Since you have the blood relation with the current host. So what do you do as your eyes come open?
Well, what do I got on me? Who the hell am I? What am I? What's happening?
You're just a poor you're a poor bar wench who's been snagged and
a bar wench.
Terrorized, but you want
She gets excited.
This is who knew that all this whole time.
So I got no weapons. I've got no skills.
You have
what?
You have a killer smile.
You're a bar wench. You got skills.
Yeah, a killer smile and a great way to size up the clientele coming in.
Okay. I would. I guess I would like to size up my environment. Like, where can I go? What's happening around me?
You hear, you're hearing in here. We are the weaver. We are the web. We are the sword of the king of the dead. We are. They're chanting.
Slaps. Yeah.
It's gonna be the next TikTok.
They're chanting. They're chanting over here.
Okay.
You see puddles of blood flowing around that are in vaguely humanoid form.
Okay.
That are actually about to feast on him. Because he's still asleep. That doesn't stop.
fine.
That doesn't stop when you die, right? That just.
No, but as they start
good
feasting, it
snack.
wakes them up.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a hell of a thing for a non-chosen person to wake up to.
Way to wake up.
See that?
Any damage.
And you hear sounds of intense combat going on.
And my only way out is where the blood blobs are blobbing.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
The blood trail.
Do I have any friends here? Like, am I just like? Have I been kidnapped? Like, what's going on?
You've been kidnapped. You do know the chosen defenders.
Okay.
And they were you were like a secondary target that they were trying to get to. Your name is Sanilla, by the way.
Sanilla. Do I have any? Like, what am I wearing? This. What's my
You
belt
got
made
your
of?
cute dress on today.
You have your your belt. Oh, that's a good idea. Strong hemp.
Strong hemp. Do I have any clip in my hair?
Sure.
Okay.
Cataloging resources. Yeah.
I mean, what? What am I gonna do?
So you have the one dagger that you usually stash in your
Do I? Right?
Like a bosom dagger?
Make a
I mean, just in case someone gets a
in
little
case
too
someone comes after her.
handsy.
make a roll.
An offensive
That's going to be
dagger.
pretty high. That.
It's a 19. You were so
Okay, you have a small little holdout dagger way up. that's lashed to like your inner thigh.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
and you take that out.
Okay, awesome. And then does she doesn't have a bag on her. It's just truly her clothes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll say though that in honor of Katrin's old original mini, I'll say that there's a knapsack. 'Cause that's Katrin's old one. That there's a knapsack that's near you with some provisions.
Near me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you can.
Will rummage.
Okay. You quickly start rummaging through it and trying to find something. You find a sling with some sling bullets in it, some rations in there, some water, a couple
Any
other
pie?
things. No pie. Wrong character. Wrong character.
No tarts.
Okay, cool. I'm going to follow the blood
Okay, you're gonna follow the blood blobs.
with enough space in between. You know, I'm not trying to get up on them.
So like there.
I'll have the sling. You said there's how many things?
Bullets. It's actually called bullets. It's a little weird. 10.
10. Okay. 10. Okay, and she would be readied with.
With the sling.
Yeah.
Okay, see, you went from helpless captive to
Armed.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. Okay, so that's going on, and
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure.
Sure.
So my sister has been taken over.
has been eaten. This was the actual
She has
sister.
been eaten.
Yeah, and this is the facsimile that reconstituted herself.
Like a proxy.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Which
does she
looks like your sister.
Yeah.
does she carry any of her actual energy?
Remnants.
Remnants? But her soul is
soul's-
beyond.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And do I know this? Do I know this happened to her?
They would have explained it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Chosen would have explained it to you.
I'm sorry for all these questions. What was the last thing that happened to me before I was down?
Some of the cultists grabbed you.
And what?
The cultists dragged you in here and choked you into unconsciousness.
Sure.
Savage.
And they're the ones by the thing.
Probably. Yeah, I mean the cult's fairly robust, so it may not be these particular individuals, but probably one of them.
They thought I died, or no? They're keeping me alive because of my blood.
Because you may be a good secondary host. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great.
See, there you go. That was the whole campaign that was the whole year-long campaign in just a few questions. Your efficiency's right back there, Tots.
Great.
Let's see. He was busy doing that.
Sanilia?
Sanilla.
Sanilla.
Yeah, like little cinder. Randy, I think we're back over to you.
Like Cinderella, but
I'm-
different.
You're trying to minister to.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Where's my downer? 17 on the die.
What's that total for you?
With my intelligence, it's going to be 18.
Okay. You bind her wounds and you manage to stabilize her.
Nice job.
Nice job, yeah.
And then I'm going to call it to my guard. That was a full action, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
Disengage and get to me right now!
Okay. He is fighting for his life.
You incompetent fool! Your charge is over here, not there!
There's Flavius.
There he is. There he is. Okay. So. Make an intelligence save for me. Make an intelligence save for me, Melissa.
I actually do have something before I.
14.
14. Okay. You start to feel some disorientation creeping up on you. Randy, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Okay,
'cause we're
yeah.
about to move off
I have a movement rate still. I'm going to move back to where Dernius is. He was starting to pull out a scroll.
He was.
And he was starting to pull out a scroll. I'm running over there, snatching it out of the blood, and just getting back and moving back.
They may attack you.
He's sleeping. I'm awake. He's an easier target. I'm going to take that chance.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to take that chance.
He's on the ground.
He's literally on the ground. I'm just
He
and then
is
running
a
back.
free buffet.
Make a.
Like an easy target. The house
Yeah, right.
dog with health none.
Oh, can I interact with this object and just snick him a little bit to give him a little taste? To make. Just give him a
No,
little.
because you're already doing two interrupts. That you're already doing. That's really good. That's really good, though. I've missed you, Randy. Okay.
I want to play Shadowfox so bad.
I know. So, you know what? The sleight of hand, I'm not. That's fine. I mean, that you automatically do it. I'm actually going to have you make kind of a weird roll. Make a deception roll on the blobs.
Great. That's a 17 on the die, and deception is one of my expertise as this character. That's another 7, so 24.
Okay. So you're like, nothing to see here.
And I blow my kiss.
Not here.
And I just run off.
They look over there. Exactly. That's the part that smells.
I would love to say that you were great.
The classic. What's that?
What you want?
Okay. You come back.
You bloody fool.
You come back over here, and that is where you're at. Okay, so you're starting to feel a certain amount of disorientation. And she seems to have figured out that no matter what she does, Lucida has, nothing is happening. However, before that happens, a
little surprise.
A half-naked Lady Vale, an enraged, half-naked, battered Lady Vale, comes flying through here, shatters this stand on her way. On her way doing it, snatches out the corrupted crystal.
Nice.
Her second attack. And whatever fuckery Lucida was about to hit you with, I know this sounds weird. She actually hadn't clocked Vale because she couldn't hear her, and she was focusing on you.
That makes sense.
So it's
Works.
kind of weird how like disorienting being completely in total silence can be. You know, you miss things that you would just think were impossible. So you see this thick, like purple ichor that's so dark as to be almost black, just start flowing freely from her shattered chest as she clutches herself and kind of and starts staggering forward, grabbing onto Vale, having this blood just running down her, and the lady is merciless. But she can't do the coup de grace until next round, so we now have Ragnar.
Ragnar D-Rager.
Biggie Ragnar.
And he is facing them to see what's going on right now.
He sees the blood things over there. Maybe he'll go after them.
Maybe he just wants to take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go for that.
He left the hallway.
That wasn't an initial plan, but
Ragnar.
he's getting beat on.
Ragnar.
Hallway.
Okay.
Block the hallway. You know what? He rolled a nat 1 before. Let me see if you can finally understand. Yeah, I think he can.
Oh, he's a worm bee.
Brutal.
Like, worms aren't smart. They're worms.
Okay, so your last sight as your vision goes black is as this woman as claws are beginning to sprout and she's trying to claw into Vale. And she's, clearly mortally wounded by having this crystal pounded into her as it's starting to vibrate her from the inside out. You see Vale grapple for her and just a cold, focused fury on your lady's face.
Snap.
And as the biceps around her arms and her traps just kind of bulge out for a second and strain, and then the head twists at an unnatural angle, and she looks up like a wounded lioness, ready to go into mortal combat with Ragnar, who has all of 4 hit points left right now. And all right, and that's where we will pause for intermission. Ooh. Look at that.
Jesus Cristo.
Jesus Cristo. All right, faraway friends, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Bye, guys.
And we will see what the epilogue is to all of this. Bye. See you in a bit.
That was like teamwork, right?
Eldritch Foundry is evolving. Bringing you a virtual army of miniatures like never before in full tabletop-ready color. Paint your miniatures in our upgraded creation tool, then bring them to life in stunning one-to-one detail as 3D printed miniature masterpieces. With complete control over your digital color scheme, you can point and click for simple color fills or go all in on highlights, shading, brush techniques, and more. Create epic heroes and madness-touched monsters that are truly yours. Miniatures are 3D printed in perfect color detail using a new PolyJet 3D printing process, giving you unique, bespoke models ready to delve into any dungeon as part of your next campaign. Everything from one-off player characters to dungeon mobs and boss-level monsters that will make every player in your group jealous. But that's not all. You can take things fully digital and export into leading VTT platforms such as Tailspire and Roll20 to take your games and your custom miniatures wherever you want. Join the adventure of a lifetime. Back our campaign today to help us bring this stunning revolution in custom miniature design to reality. With Eldritch Foundry, full-color 3D design and printing.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
Welcome back, faraway friends.
Woohoo!
Hey! Let's get this epilogue to the campaign that never was.
We're semi-alive.
Dark side of the moon. Some of us are even alive.
A lot of us aren't.
A lot of us aren't. All right.
So the candle of
tales. Lovely people.
So delightful.
That was harmonious.
It was.
Wow.
That's good.
Oh, did Evander make it?
You know, we have a couple death rolls to make.
Oh, death roll.
So,
gotta know if Justin's still kicking.
Randy, you had one up and one down on Evander, so roll again.
Okay.
Roll good. Roll well.
14.
14 is another up.
Can I run over to him and tend him?
No, because there was more chaos going on.
Okay.
So roll again.
16.
That's what's up. That's
Okay.
What's up.
Evander is still in continuity then.
Nice.
I'm sure producer Justin will like to hear that. Indra, you got up. And poor Val.
No.
Okay.
I stabilized her. Was she able to get up? Because I stabilized her. Okay.
She's a 0.
Gotcha.
Okay. Roll for Val.
Do it.
8.
Okay. Unfortunately, Val expires.
Sorry. Dang it. That's shit.
It is shit.
She's darker.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, okay, either way, it is going to affect our character.
She's darker. I really wanted the character to survive too.
Dang it.
Happens.
You work so hard.
It happens.
So invested in this little bit.
The whole 5 minutes.
Feel like a whole lifetime is gone.
That's role playing, These people just
5 minutes. You're like, oh my god.
they do their thing because he helped you out when you needed it actually.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Now. So. Many times.
And so
Brandon doesn't feel so much about his brother.
What do you mean?
Apparently.
I love your brother. I love my brother.
Of course, he loves his brother.
Girl.
He was so useful as a resource.
You were. That doesn't mean I didn't love that resource. Please. You don't understand.
So, a few days later, maybe 2, it's not. So your injuries are not all healed, but those of you who have survived, but you've collected yourself until Lady Vale is satisfied that the remnants of this essentially silent invasion, but this coup, are dealt with. She does not want you staying at your hut or at the Dark Side of the Moon Tavern. So you're staying at the Eyrie, at her building, essentially, inside. Also, it's implied that if there are remnants out there and they have the technology to respawn whatever Lucida was, that because of your blood relation to her original host, that you might be Lucida Part 2.
Observed.
So Sinel is beginning to learn more about the world of the Chosen that she's just been rudely thrust into.
And technically she's not chosen?
She's not chosen, no.
To the team.
Me too. Welcome to the team.
And then Amelius Cleareye, as one of the very few people in the city who is able to spot the infected and the compromised.
Amelius Cleareye.
The Lady Vales also invited you to stay with her and to be part of her retinue as she just quietly, because she's trying to avoid inciting panic. And there have been riots and blah 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 when they tried to activate more of these worm people at a time.
What is her position at this point in time?
I mean, this is her home, as far as you know. Sometimes people kind of wonder why she just hasn't taken the head of the magistrate major and asserted herself as the patrician. Other people, because she's a woman, who don't know her, that's unthinkable. Anybody who's ever seen her fight, has a different opinion of it. This is the pre-Utini campaign version.
So Titus Invictus still in town?
Yes. No, he's still alive, yeah, up in Germentum.
Okay. Oh, in Germentum, okay.
Yeah, because you're in Leptis Regium, so that's hundreds of miles off. And as the scene opens, she's summoned, officially. She summoned the magistrate major who, although he's the head of the administration, of course, she outranks him as a patrician. She's usually careful with that. There's a whole thing I won't go into, but there's a careful balancing act between her as the kind of a lone wolf patrician, but a formidable chosen fighter with the whole retinue. The Church of Light, which has its own issues and was deeply compromised by Lucida's operation. And you guys almost paid the ultimate price for that on at least one occasion, probably more than once, where they lured you into an ambush and tried to kill you. And then finally the civil administration of the magistrate himself. So he comes in, and the Eyrie is what you would think, like the roofs are huge. There's a cross breeze. There's it's in the intro, the view from the Eyrie, where you can step out onto this huge balcony and you can look down and you can see the hippodrome. You can see the huge arena that's down there. Yeah,
It's a nice view.
it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's facing east too, so you can catch the rising sun and look out over the Kogi River. And for those of you who have been to the area before, no surprise, for those of you this is your first time, you see that out on the balcony it looks like the lady, or at least people of her household, have a deep interest in the arts. And those of you who only know her and have only seen her, and during these tumultuous times, it would be easy to forget that House Vale is first and foremost a house of artists at their best. That's really what they're supposed to be. She has been twisted and hammered by circumstance into something far different, though.
The art of war.
Yeah. But she herself is like an excellent sculptress, and she's always working on that out on the balcony. Thank you for coming, Magistrate. Huh. Thank you for having me, ma'am. And she just signals where to sit. So it's kind of weirdly anachronistic, but there's an almost 1970s sitting area where you step down, and then there's a circular couch that's around with a light table in the center. There's a little touch of emirate decoration here coming from Indra, as you see these soft pillows, silks, and she usually puts away the training equipment when visitors are here, but for whatever reason, the lady has asked that you just keep all of that out. So the mats are there, the weights are there, the various calisthenics and gymnastics equipment are out as well. The sparring weapons, those are all out on display. You as well, Rector Pro Tempore. I understand that you're going to be heading the annex until someone else is found. Yeah.
Yes, Domine.
Well, that's considering the role that you played and the fact that we wouldn't be having this conversation. We'd be screeching and gibbering at each other as puppets of the worm people. If it were not for your divinatory prowess, I formally thank you. House Vale thanks you, and you'll be pleased to know you've been put into the histories.
Oh, thank you, Domine. He gives a bow.
She looks over to the magistrate. I appreciate that you honored my request that you come alone, because what's going to be passed in this room stays in this room. I don't know that I can. Oh, you can, and you will. Everything that I told you in that initial report is true, and it's worse. That was a very, very close run thing. We need to make sure that never happens again. And I'm going to request, Magistrate, that you give on to me whatever manpower I need to destroy every last trace of those things throughout the city before they have a chance to rally, which means before the next dark of the moon, so we need to act quickly. And this formidable, in his own right, cautious man who's climbed to the acme, he's head, without a lick of patrician blood in him, he's head of the second richest city on the continent. He's just looking at her. Forgive me, Domina, but I'm going to request a little bit more than that. All right? Ask away. And he turns and he looks at you. So I'm to understand that a former slave, this was your whilom master, was it not? Emilius himself?
It is.
That you were an integral part of this and that you yourself are chosen? Have you registered her with, no, I haven't, and I'm not going to, and she doesn't have to? She's no property of the church, and she never was. All right, fair enough. You know that here on Leptis Regium, well, if you have the secret of the word, Ricinia, you already know that there are a freakish amount of chosen in this generation. And that's not even counting the birth rate of the impure. More and more of those twisted mutants seem to be coming up through the ranks. From human parents, too. I don't really know what to make of it. No one does. But you understand that this is a privilege, even part of this house, that you remain. He smiles at the phrase undocumented in the eyes of both the church and the civilian administration.
I do have that understanding, yes.
I really would prefer if you voluntarily added yourself to the roles of the chosen.
And in some ways, you are smart enough to realize how much sense that does not make.
Pleasant young girl. Pleasant young woman. I stand corrected, Domina. And as to our prospects of being added back into the Empire, yes, I have thought of that, of course. I doubt that His Majesty or his right hand, the Lady Planner, would find news of a worm cult or this, what were they calling him? The Blood Sun? But
the Blood Sun.
Indeed. The creature's, this entity's name, though, was Usagar. That was the correct name, right?
Yes.
We need to keep that name off of the lips of the general populace. We don't need an interest in scholars and sages and even less savory sorts poking their way into this entire affair of what's happened this past year. Is that understood?
Yes,
Right.
Sanilla, I appreciate that this must seem... I'm sorry for everything that you endured and that happened. If there was some way I could have prevented it, moved swifter, part of the blame does lay at my feet. I did not listen to these junior chosen fast enough. And the entire city, nay, the entire continent nearly suffered the consequences. You know that they weren't going to stop there. This was going to be their beachhead. Once they had completely compromised the city and its hierarchy, who knows how far the rot would have spread. We're going to sweep. We'll move through. We'll need the rector's pro tempore. I'm keeping you here more as a defensive measure, but what do you want for your future? Do you want to become part of my house, my retinue? Do you want to leave Leptis Regium? The one option that you don't have available to you is going back to your life as it was. That's over.
Over?
Yes. You're always going to be a target for these cultists, whether or not they actually can resurrect their leader through you. They're going to think that they can. And they're not going to stop.
I liked my life.
I liked my life in Fang Prime, and yet here I am. Well, no, that's a lie. I didn't. This is a better life. Anyway, continue.
I mean, listen, none of this has been on my account, so whatever you want from me, I'll do.
Do you think you could find a place for her in the annex?
Yes, my lady.
Teach her the secret of the word?
Of course.
Magistrate, you don't have any objections to this. I understand it's highly peculiar. Well, I don't see how she adds to the vital economic interest of this. And he sees the expression on, of course, Domina. More than happy. To serve is to exist, after all. I do have a question, though. Flavius Ap Vale.
Yes, Magistrate.
You can understand how news of this incident reaching the ears of my betters in Fang Prime, ears that soon are going to vet the suitability of the city for a reunion with the Empire. How difficult a position this would be for all of the citizens of Leptis Regium.
My lady has made it quite clear what her intention is, and as a member of her household, I will do as she says.
True, and not to question that, of course, you do have the appellation App Vale, your lifesworn, but ultimately you're going to return to Fang Prime, yes?
When my business here is concluded, whenever that may be.
And may I inquire, what then?
We'll look to Lady Vale.
That remains to be seen. It's difficult for me to plan. It's difficult for all of us to see the future, Magistrate. We must roll with the punches. If you have any further questions of me or my household, direct them through my majordoma, Indra, once she's recovered. Until then, direct them through Rosinia. And please be discreet. Of that, my lady, I need no reminding, and understanding that he's being dismissed, he stands up. He bows to her formally, and he looks to you, Sonilla. My door is always open, my dear.
For what?
Idle chatter and reminiscing about the wonderful year you've had. And a bit of sestercy if you need it, of course.
She crinkles her nose.
Okay. He tries to lay on the charm, falling largely flat, and then leaves. And
we're all just staring at him like he's a bug.
Yeah, and she listens, and like I'm imagining this almost, almost warehouse, like small warehouse-sized room, basically, which is all these different components to it. And so his footfalls echo on the white marble as he walks off, and she waits. Thank you. Obviously, we all needed one another, but they would have turned me into something unrecognizable.
You know that we wouldn't let that happen. She kind of nods to the direction that Indra's.
Yeah, she's still recovering. Risha swallows. Rosinia, it has been a long time since I've owed anyone other than the woman in that room over there my life and my welfare. You have a power that hasn't been seen maybe ever. Even Indra doesn't know what your path with the way is going to be. Make it a good one. Have you decided on whether or not you want to be officially manumitted? Or do you want to stay a slave legally and have that protection?
Above table.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, do you want to be released? Because I know that was like going to be the conclusion of her first arc, whether or not she was going to be released as a slave.
Right. Yeah.
I know we had
me as a player is like, I understand a little bit about there's protections as a slave versus
you're her property and people won't
not having those protections.
Right.
But what are the advantages to just having the freedom of doing whatever?
Having freedom of doing whatever. Yeah.
It's a pretty big advantage.
Yeah. It's in this city, which at the moment she doesn't have any intentions of going beyond the walls.
So maybe you stay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, so I think she would stay.
Lady, if I may, my brother and I, he'd been manumitted a while back, but he chose to keep the collar on to gain the benefits of that. Could she, in turn, do the same, while still being App Vale?
Well, technically you're not App Vale yet. You haven't sworn. I wanted to make sure that that was of your own free will before you took that vow. It's forever. So, to answer your question, yes, one legal fiction suits me just as well as another. That's fine. If that's your wish, Rosinia, that we have the papers drawn up. I have them appended to my will in case I predecease thee, and you're freed upon my death, or when we decide to go public with it, or we keep it real. Either way.
I think the current situation suits us all fine.
She's less devious than you, Flavius.
It all takes all types.
It does, and
Either way, you have my loyalty.
insight that.
Okay. I don't think you're making a deception roll.
I got not a lot. Not a lot. I got a 4 on the die, so insight 6.
Still an 11.
I don't have a lot of wills. A lot of wisdom on here.
Yep.
So 6.
Okay, you're not sure.
Real genuine. As you know.
There is another matter, lady. As I hold up my hand, I have the worms as well. And the Ides are approaching.
They are. Actually, they are.
See if he has the worms?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. And if you have an 11-minute ritual for this, so I'm going to say you would have done this before, but go ahead. Yeah. Arcana check for you.
Arcana check. Where's that at here? There it is. That'll be 11.
Okay, you've got this DC down, honestly, probably even below a 10, because you've just been doing this and doing this and doing this now. He has the contagion, but it's quiescent right now. It's not active.
He has the contagion, but it's not progressing at all.
That's good news.
Do I understand what the sleeping, what the ramifications are of a sleeping or a non-active? Like it could be reactivated at some point in time.
This is all new. Oh. But you suspect this is one of the reasons why Lady Vale is so hot to trot about getting on this now.
There's a chance that someone who has skills that we faced, or you faced, may be able to reactivate that, though.
Today is
the end of my life, Lady Vale.
It hasn't come to that yet, but I appreciate that you're made of stern stuff.
Say the word and it will be done.
I'll remember that.
Can we be certain that it will not activate in a few days?
Well, it's always been on the Ides, so I'm assuming that with Lucida's timely demise, that we have at least the 30 days until the next Ides, which means we need to move quickly.
Is it contagious?
It can be under circumstances.
Certain?
You're probably infected with it as well, Sanella.
I'll probably check the whole group.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll for her.
She rolls her eyes.
That one is a 19.
Oh, she sure as heck is. It's not active, but...
And you as well.
She says, for what it's worth, we've all been exposed to it at different times. We probably all have some degree of...
Do I know if I have it?
You actually do not. You might be the only person in the room who doesn't. She says, we're going to find a way to cure ourselves of this and extirpate it root and stem. We're going to rip it out from the source. But it's going to take time.
Who can we trust in the annex to help us with this?
Only the people that Emilius clears. And Evander did survive, yeah. And once Evander has recovered,
are we able to keep a...
Actually, I'm going to say Evander's probably sleeping. All of the survivors she would have gathered up because she's not going to trust they get bumped off when they're at 1 and 2 and 3 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Are we the only one in this room who knows what you can do?
That's alive, maybe. They tried to kill him more than enough times, but I think all of his... I'm not sure how widely that information was disseminated.
Well, we want to keep it somewhat quiet because our enemies will know as well.
Okay, enough. Is there any way that you, as the head of the annex, can actually have interviews with each and every one of them?
Yes, I can.
And start cataloging who is and who isn't, separating out.
That's a good idea.
And then once we know who we can trust, we can start them on the research. I would recommend.
Yeah. And Angel, just to clarify, this isn't something that's like in a certain location of the body, it's throughout. Like I couldn't chop off a hand at like
there, if you got it like maybe immediately you could, but at this point no.
No, okay, it's in the blood.
Yeah. That's a good thought though.
Well, I think cataloging who is what makes perfect sense.
We should start that immediately. It'll probably take some time, yes?
Yes. Give me a chance to interview a bunch of people. Good excuse.
Sanilla, are you interested in learning what will working you're able to?
What else am I going to do?
Well, we could train you to defend yourself. I have more than enough coin to set you up in a business once things have stabilized.
I would like that.
Could use a scribe assistant. You need to learn the secret of the word, do you not?
She does. For now, how do you feel about going with Emilius and being assigned to the annex? There aren't very many women there, but he's going to be the headmaster of it now, so
I'll treat you white girl like I have.
You could also stay with me and learn my trade.
Or that.
What's your trade?
I'm what is known as a diplomat. I talk to people, get them to trust me.
A fork
learn
top.
their secrets. Hardly.
I'm pretty good at getting secrets myself.
Perhaps we could talk.
Perhaps. Listen, I'm here for my sister in memory of her, but I'm really just here because I'm here. I'll do what's best. If you think it's best for me in the annex, I will go to the annex.
I think you learning the secret of the word is the most important thing right now, especially for the future.
Fine.
Although, Rustenia, if you wouldn't mind giving her some training at least. Enough to get herself out of, a bad situation potentially, and get back home. All right, then. It feels like forever ago. I suppose I wanted to ask... Oh, sorry, guys. All of that shit that was happening was... they were trying to time it to go down on Fugue. So on the worst day, on the very worst day of the year, during Interregnum. But Lucida didn't quite understand how the calendar worked. and so they missed it, which tells you something about her or the calendar, maybe.
There's different.
All of this talk of a Bellator Sanctus that she kept screeching about, like there was more than one. I only know of one, Jason Tenderheart. And these reports that are coming, so it's a little bit over a year from the start of our of the main campaign, of the Terra campaign. These reports that I keep hearing coming from the north of this city, Geramentum. I've been thinking about going up and investigating it myself, but it's out of the question right now, not until Regium is safe. Do any of you have... When this is behind us, though, because one day it will be. This will
They're
not...
a bunch of wildlings, are they not?
Well, I'm hearing conflicting things, Rector, so I would like to see for myself. It's interesting to me.
You can take a trip up there if you'd like. Take a look around. Say hello to some of the natives.
There's, yes, apparently there's already a man claiming to be a master merchant up there.
Quite. Bully for him.
Philotimus. It's the name I've heard.
You recognize that name?
No, not yet, but you will.
I'll be sure to make myself known to him.
And finally, for the ones who didn't make it, I'm torn. I want to give them full honors. It was a desperate struggle, and we needed all of them. And at the same time, 90% of this, 9 parts of 10 of this have to remain secret. So many people died to achieve this. And Rustenia, when we're done, I'd like you to stay just a moment. I have something I'd like to tell you. But as to the rest of you, I want you to thank your sister, your brother, all of your students, your faithful students who were murdered foully.
Yes.
What you want me to do about that, to say about that. And and kind of in a rare moment of chagrin, or vulnerability, I should have been faster. I should have been more discerning. A lot of people died. Some of them would have no matter what, but not like that.
A lot more could have.
I was the senior chosen in the city, absent Mordai, and he was never going to be the person to suss this out. All right, then. Thank you. Dismissed.
About. Walk out.
Walk out.
Sonella, you go with... Okay, so...
I'll
okay.
Come, dear.
You pull her aside. Okay.
And I'll wait at the door to see if you're going to come with me.
Ooh.
Ooh, they're fighting over you.
Who does Sonella go with?
To the annex.
I bow. I move on out.
Okay. After all of this, Randy, you have a small but permanent room off to the side.
Good. I'm going to go explore it.
Well done. Valerius. How do you want him put to rest?
I will see to it.
Thyself. Very well, Ricinia. Very well. Dismissed. All right.
He is right, you know.
She started to leave and then pauses, turns back. How so?
This could have been much worse.
Yes. Yes, it could have been. And if that damn oracle is right, it's going to get worse still. But not this fight. This fight we won.
We did.
I wasn't completely transparent with the magistrate. I can't trust him enough yet. Do you remember that order that we were trying to track down? We were wondering if they were friend or foe. I finally heard back from my esteemed cousin in the capital. The Order of the Chimera. I didn't even know it existed. Apparently it's an order consisting only of the green-haired patricians, the men specifically. Because of my legal status, I essentially a man in the eyes of the law. My cousin finally told me I'm grappling with the fact that there were others who knew. The name of these creatures, Ricinia, is Shakti. They have a name,
Shakti.
They have a history, and we know a lot of it. This Order of the Chimera was made when Greatest Magnus, when the founder of the Empire, his wife, the Learned. Anyway, it was all put together, and I feel like you should know about that, like you've earned the right. An odd thing.
Knowing more would definitely help, especially if there are more of these creatures.
In the city, I'm hoping not. On the continent, almost certainly. We have much to discuss. Do you think it could work, a city without slavery? She's about to step back onto the balcony and lose herself in art for a day. Seems ludicrous.
Of course it can work.
Come again?
Of course it can work. Overnight? Absolutely not.
An interesting way to put that.
It would be a significant change in the daily life of many people here. There are people who remain slaves because it is easier. They don't know what else to do or where else to go. Being a slave, especially under a good owner, who sees you at least as a useful resource, many of your needs are met.
This is true.
To suddenly free everyone would be chaos.
And in the fullness of time?
Something tells me that the human spirit does not want to be a slave. I think regardless if it's guided or not, a revolution, it might happen eventually. It's not a question of if, it is a question of when and how.
Which begs the question then, Ricinia. Which side of that would I be on? Well, a question for another day. All of these things, after all, these would take generations to happen. if they happen at all. I'm not convinced of the economics of it. I think slavery is an essential part of the empire. And so history would teach us. Thank you again. Vale, for now.
Vale.
And with that, we will, I know it's early, but I feel like we did what we needed to do. So we have a worm-free city. Ricinia, it looks like this is the timeline because you survived. A lot of other people didn't. And so now you have that to carry forward into when you embody her in the current continuity, yeah?
Yeah.
After she does a lot of funerals. A lot of secret funerals, yeah.
A lot of secret funerals, yep. Does that help inform the character?
It does.
Okay.
Great.
So this was a backdoor prologue for Ricinia.
Backdoor prologue.
to add on to the others. Tatiana, sorry to kill you, but
I'm tying again.
the first one.
She just cried once in the bedroom.
Oh my god.
Aw. Randy, does your character stay in Leptis Regium, or are you back to Fang Prime?
I am going to stay here for the time until I know what she wants to do.
Okay.
We did a lot to save her. She's important to our house. I'm Apthorn, or Avale.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to stay here until she says otherwise.
I'm going to stay in the current continuity. We'll talk offline and we'll decide what happened with Stanilla, if she ever went with Flavius.
I'm going to put that scroll into the armory.
You're going to tuck it away for a rainy day.
Into the armory.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, far away friends. We hope you enjoyed a quick little prologue session. Next week we are going to be doing our very first non-D&D game.
Base system.
God.
Yes, we're going to be doing a Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh my god.
And it's going to be
Call of Cthulhu or just Chaos System?
Well, Chaosium, yeah.
I just want to know we're having, rituals of Cthulhu coming through.
Chaosium, Chaosium system, but basically people are going to recognize it.
Hey, by the way, Sydney sent us this a little bit ago. We were in the middle of stuff, so I wanted to wait till we got to the end. Thank you, Defying Chaos, for giving us $20 whole. We appreciate it.
Whoa.
This story is amazing. Thank you all. Also, I highly recommend the Patreon for our lurkers here. It is so worth it. Yeah, I see you. Great characters, an amazing story, and chaos along the way. What's not to love?
Wow, thank you, DC. That's very sweet. Thank you. We appreciate that. If I ever do a another public campaign, which I would love to do, I'm still figuring out how that would work logistically and whatnot. I want to do something. I want to expand on Leptis Regium.
That'd be fun.
I find the city fascinating.
Maybe there'll be a certain Patreon membership that might be able to be invited to a
that could happen
public campaign.
So next session we're going to do a zombie apocalypse Darkeport style. So we're looking at
so dead.
We are
so dead.
Can I bring back my old character?
He's dead already.
And the main question that I want to answer that other people have already put to me is how the heck could a bunch of stupid shamblers overtake all of society, including the military? So I'm setting it Austin, Texas, summer of 2025.
Oh.
And it's going to be right here, right now, and I will answer that question for you next week.
Ooh.
And we're going to do that for two. We're going to do that for a 2-shot. All right, y'all. I've yammered on enough. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Mwah. Vale.
Bye, guys.
And watch the worms.